breaking free from a comparison trap. Comparing yourself to another person may seem harmless at first in terms of appearances, personality, values, but if it's not done in moderation, it can be very harmful and it can hit you all at once. You gotta look at comparing yourself to other people, or comparison in general, as a never-ending flaw. If you fixate on it too much, you may find yourself constantly being pushed to become better through unnatural means. The easiest example I can provide, social media. Let's look at the couple of social browsing applications, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. You could even just spend a few minutes, less than 5 minutes, browsing the pictures, the videos, their profiles. Let's say you come across a girl who's extremely attractive, she's got the face, the figure, and then you browse more of her posts. She seems to be wealthy, she has a great car, she has a lot of handbags, a lot of clothes, a loving boyfriend. And then whether you realize it or not, the instant that you look at yourself and you have the thought that somehow you might be lacking, you might be inferior, or your life just isn't there yet, then I must apologize. You have fallen for a comparison trap. It can end up becoming an obsession that enhances insecurity if someone only pays attention to what they don't have. Myself personally, I've experienced it. I've been in that kind of mindset where I felt jealousy from seeing these strangers who somehow apparently got their life together. They don't seem to have debt. They seem to have a lot of wealth. They seem to collect a lot of things of high value, and they seem to be happy all the time. But do I really need to give them that kind of attention? Why don't I just prioritize myself first? Comparisons are deadly stigmas that can always come from social media. Constantly being exposed to people's achievements in the forms of pictures or posts and their so-called wins will inevitably force a normal person like you or me to feel worthless. Like I said earlier, if you ever find yourself coming up with the thought your life is not there, or it's lacking, or it's boring, then you have fallen for a comparison trap. Comparing yourself to other people is always a flaw that can trap a person, that can restrict you to boundaries, that will prevent you from realizing your own potential, that you are capable of so much more, and you have no reason to give so much attention to these random people who are literally posting structured versions of themselves online. So, to minimize the difficulty, in order to address comparisons, you simply have to create and stick to reasonable goals and standards in the forms of metrics for yourself, in order to ensure that you are working towards accomplishments and feats that you can achieve. If you keep setting unrealistic goals for yourself, the goals that possibly an influencer on Instagram may always talk about, restricting herself to a 1,200 calorie diet. If you force yourself conforming to the standards of other people, it will only make you unhappy, and it will only trap you into a hole of comparison even deeper. There is no need for you to blindly oblige by all of these random people who somehow manage to look like they got their lives together, who somehow manage to look like they got everything. You have to define what is success for you. You have to make it clear what are reasonable goals and accomplishments that you can get to, that can work for you. And by the end of the day, by the end of the week, when you are prioritizing your own journey, your own body, your own mind, you will always be put in better circumstances instead of prioritizing yourself, of comparing to all of these other people who don't even know who you are.